You knocked the camera. You listening? You listening too? Okay, so this week I wanted to talk to you about a new show that I've started watching called The 100. I realise it's finished its second season, going on to its third season, but I've only just started watching it. If you haven't seen the show, I suggest you watch it. Basically about Earth in the future of radiation happening, so they go up to the sky and like 97 years later the juvenile delinquents go to jail, and then like their time on their spaceship called the Ark is running out, so they need to, well, they don't need to, but they send back the juvenile delinquents to Earth to see if it's habitable. So there's 100 of them, hence the 100. So they do survive. The plot goes on from there. If you have watched it and you didn't like it, get out. No, I'm just kidding. I can totally understand if you don't like it. Not everybody likes the same things. That is what makes the world the place it is. I'm doing this video because, one, I want to show you how good the show is, and I want you to go watch it now. And also because I find the whole survival thing sort of interests me. At one point in life, and maybe some point in the future, it was all about survival. Like, you just had to survive. You just had to take another breath. The end of season 2, Lexa's betrayal. I think Clark would have done the same thing if she was put into that position, because Lexa didn't go there with the intention of betraying Clark, because she would not have known what they were going to do. Like, she didn't know that they were going to offer her that. Whether she had some kind of plan in her head to only get her people out, who knows. But I think Clark would have taken the same deal. I don't think Clark would have left, because it's not like that guy said, but if you attack with Clark, then I will do A, B and C, because he didn't have anything. She had everything she wanted. She had all her people. So there was no real reason why she couldn't have stayed and attacked, other than she only cares about her people. And I think Clark would have taken the deal and sort of said, okay, let's go to plan B. It worked out for Clark because she got all her people back anyway. To be fair, how were they going to survive anyway? Where did they get all their food? Right? And you know, another thing I find interesting is that they're up in space, so they have all this technology to get to space. They can communicate to the Earth and to space. And the best they can come up with is walkie-talkies. Where are the iPhones? The Samsungs, the Microsoft, crappy shitty phones even, like, yeah, there's like no iPhones, there's no text messages, no. I just find that interesting that they've got all this technology. Noticed, and I don't know if you guys noticed, I spoke to my dad about it because he's the one who got me onto the show. He remembers seeing it and thought it was odd, and my sister said she doesn't remember seeing it because it was like only for like 2 seconds. But in season 2, episode 1, Octavia and Lincoln are in the river. Lincoln's off finding medicine for her, and Octavia's just sitting down, and she yells out, and she's like, and he comes running back, and then she's like, some guy. And then it shows, it's like a 2-second, 3-second shot of this creature in the bush. I'm pretty sure it's not a reaper. Correct me if I'm wrong. But it didn't look like a reaper, it looked like something different. But there's no mention of it going forward. I'm hoping they link back to it, because I want to know what it is. But, so, anyone got any ideas on what it is? Or is it a reaper? Also wanted to talk about favourite characters. Bellamy wasn't a favourite character at the start, but he is growing on me. I really like Lexa's character. She's only sort of just come in the second season, but I really like her character. Octavia's pretty badass, and so she's pretty cool. Lincoln, I like Lincoln. I think he's a pretty cool character. And yeah, I guess Clark. Clark's pretty cool. Many Australian actors, which I find really cool. I knew Bellamy looked familiar when I first saw it, and Clark, not really. She didn't look familiar, but once I knew where she was from, I was like, oh yeah, I remember her from Neighbours. I think they're killing it, really. And then Lexa's an Australian as well. And what I like about the show is that it's really well scripted. Like, it's hard to pinpoint why it's well scripted, but there's like, I guess there's no cheesy lines, there's not too much romance, sort of like the action and the romance is very well balanced. Kind of weird to think about how you would survive in that kind of, I don't know, like, because these guys obviously have been in space all their life, so they've never really been on Earth and wouldn't know what Earth was like beforehand. And even their parents probably wouldn't even know. That's interesting. True, it's hard to think about like the whole world sort of going back to that primitive state. And I think people would struggle. Imagine if that happened. There would be, I just find it really interesting, like, and I don't know if you can see it. No, it's hanging up. You can see that it's still got my receipt on there. So I got this. It was really cool because we went on this little river thing up this like huge river. So it was like half an hour from like the boat, from like the cruise ship. We drove, took us about half an hour on that, and then we got onto this river. I don't even spell my name right. So we went up this river and it was so cool. Like, it was just so much just bushland and high mountains. And as we were coming back, there was this little boy sitting on this rock, just up there, just like all you could see was bushland around, just green trees, no houses, nothing, not even a little shack or anything. And like it just looked so strange and foreign because he was sitting there and you're like, this little boy lost in the forest? But no, as you come around the bend, you see this like little house. Obviously he'd come from the house, but just the way he was sitting there and just like all this bushland around, it was just, I loved it there. Like I reckon it'd be so cool to grow up sort of still out in the, I mean I do like my modern day appliances, but if I had another life, it'd be pretty cool. Like, anyway, back to this. I got this, I got one for me and one each for my little cousins. And so if anything happens, I better start learning to use this. Treated right, it had some kind of I need to brush up on my skills. Oh, I sit myself. I should probably undo it and start practicing with it, because you never know. And you know what? You know what? If it comes down to it. Back then, and maybe in the future, the only thing that is consistent throughout time and that money can't buy is love. Love is the only consistent thing that gets people through life. Love. So on that note, I am going to sign off. Let me know what you think about Lexa's betrayal. Do you think Clark should forgive her? Do you think Clark will do the same, would have done the same thing? Who are your favourite characters? Do you even like the show? What don't you like about it? What do you like about it? You wonder if Clark did do the same thing and went to leave, do you think Lexa would have just killed them all? I don't think of that, just slim. Until next time, bye. Natalie, gonna say bye? You don't want to say goodbye? Can you see him? So stiff. Look at you, Snoopy. Snoopy? Bailey, it's a wake up. You're gonna wake up? You gonna say bye? He's your boy. He's your boy. I'll see you next week. Bailey. Bailey? What's the matter, Bailey? I'm not having any of it. And you know, another thought. I was thinking about this last night. If any of the Sky people have kids, the only person who's going to have an aunt and an uncle is Octavia's kids or Bellamy's kid, unless one of them have kids to a grounder, and I don't know what the grounder's family set up like, whether they have brothers, sisters, tribes, who knows. But they're the only way they're going to have aunties and uncles, but only on one side.